Hi, hello, and welcome to Canham Natatorium. This is WCBN's coverage of women's water polo. Today we have the honor of presenting you the Michigan Wolverines against the Indiana Hoosiers in the first and only home game of the year, so it is senior day. I'm Dennis Dahlman, and with me is Ryan Scannell.
So we're excited to broadcast this game for you guys today. I know this is Michigan Senior Day. They had two wonderful seniors, Elizabeth Beth Williams, 6-foot senior defender from Carlsbad, California, and Danielle Robinson, a 5'10 utility player from Burnaby, British Columbia. Right now we're listening to the announcer introduce the Indiana Hoosiers. So almost done with that, and then we'll hear your Michigan Wolverines.
Now, coming up on about 3 minutes outside of game time, take us through some of the emotions. Ryan, as a water polo player yourself, what is it like when you're getting introduced in front of all these fans in a big home game?
So I'm sure that they're very excited. Of course, senior night, or senior day rather, they're very excited to play. So your starter's probably getting the jitters. You know, you get a little bit nervous, but you're also really excited. You get a chance to perform in front of all your friends and family, and that's one of my favorite parts about the sport. Right before you get in the water, you get the jitters, and you can hop in the water, and all that goes away. You can focus on all the things you have to do in the water to win the game so far. So Michigan Wolverines are 11-10 overall, number 17 in the country. They're 2-0 in the CWPA record, and Indiana is 13-10, 1-0 in the CWPA.
Yeah, and this actually is the biggest rivalry for both of these teams in women's water polo. The only two teams in the natural Big Ten Conference that have varsity teams are Indiana and Michigan. So this is an intense rivalry, what you might compare to your Michigan State, Michigan Ohio States, and other sports. This is it in water polo. As of late, Indiana has had the edge, had a 9-8 victory last year down in Bloomington, and Indiana has won 4 in a row. However, the Wolverines do lead the all-time series, winning 12 of the last 19 meetings.
Dennis, we have a first-year coach in Dr. Marcel Leonardi. Can you talk a little bit about him and maybe the transition from coach to coach, especially in the water polo? I think it's a little bit different than other sports.
Yeah, Marcelo, great coach. I've had an opportunity to meet him. Team seems to have taken to him well. They're playing better this year than they have in years past. Marcelo, to give a little introduction on him, he was the coach at Cal State Northridge, led them to success. They were ranked as high as 9th in the collegiate water polo rankings, which is a ranking that he hopes to take this Michigan team well past. Prior to that, he was the assistant coach at Cal State Northridge, And in addition to that, since 2009, he has been in charge of the USA Water Polo Women's Youth National Team and will be taking that team to Spain this summer. So that'll be a nice little homecoming for him.
Very cool, very cool. And he's rocking that ponytail pretty well. He wears it well. A little bit of European fashion for you in Ann Arbor.
Yes, sir. And the team is huddling for their cheer right now. The Wolverines are rocking back and forth, starting to get some of that pregame amped up. Scoreboard is all set. We have 8 minutes on the clock. We'll be playing 4 8-minute periods. Each team will have 4 timeouts. And we'll kind of talk you through it. I know water polo is not a sport that everyone's so familiar with. We'll be sure to cue everyone in on what it's going. And the Hoosiers have just taken the pool. They're splashing around, getting ready to go.
So it looks like starters for Indiana Hoosiers, Alexis Jones, senior utility player. She looks like she'll be taking the sprint today. Colleen McNaught, and senior athlete attack. Thank you. Shelby Taylor, 5'11", utility player in goal. Looks like Mary Campbell. They have 3 number 1s. And usually their goalies in order go 1, 1A, 1B. And so the starter is Mary Campbell. 11, Candace Schroeder, She's the center. And then number 15, Rebecca Garrity. And number 4, Summer Creighton. Dennis, why don't you introduce the starting Michigan Wolverines?
And the Wolverines have just taken the pool. Taking the sprint for Michigan will be number 22, Allie Thompson. Right next to her in the trail position will be number 8, Kelly Martin. Looking across the pool, we now have number 4, Elizabeth Williams, playing in her senior day game. In net, we will have Julia Campbell, the junior from Naperville, Illinois.
You got 2
working to her right. We have Allison Skaggs, the center, 5'11". She hails from Lake Forest, California.
And so it looks like we got 2 Campbells in goal. Mary Campbell for the Hoosiers, Julie Campbell for the Wolverines. Refs look like they're walking out. We're about to start game time. Ref dropping the ball, not quite there yet. But,
to round out the starters for Michigan, we also have Caroline Anderson and Jamie Nolan. And we're getting ready for the sprint.
And they're off. Michigan Wolverines, number 22, Allie Thompson. Oh, and the Wolverines control the sprint. Ball to the center of the pool with number 4, Elizabeth Williams. She looks to advance forward. Nice and controlled, drops to the left wing. Being slaughtered over there by number 15. She gets a foul. Drops it down to the wing. They're looking for position and set. Can't find anything. Oh, and she crosses the ball. And number 8 draws a kick out. Wolverines have an advantage, 6-on-5. Working the ball down, faking up to the upper right post, upper left post. She's faking, looking for the shot. She drops it and crosses the ball, and she looks, oh. And they drop it in. Number 22, Allie Thompson on the post, and she converts the goal. Looks like number 18, Caroline Anderson with the assist. It was a great goal, Dennis.
Beautiful pass into the right post. A good finesse shot down in the top corner, able to beat the goalie. Michigan did a great job of moving the ball around, working to open up that post in the inside and get that near side pass. That's what they're going to be looking to do on 6-on-5 today.
So for our listeners who don't know, and Indiana tries to get a little tip-in action right in front of the net. Number 4, Summer Creighton with the pass in. Wolverines control. They're moving the ball up the left side of the pool, and they move it to the center and drop it down to the lower right wing. Faking, looking for set. Back to number 18, who takes a shot and is field blocked by number 4. Indiana goalie controls. Oh, and a bad pass turnover by the Indiana goalie. Just threw it right to a Michigan player. Number 8, Kelly Martin, controls down to the bottom right wing of the pool. So number 22 keeps it in the center of the pool. They look like they're playing a 2-set type look right now. She holds the ball and drops to the bottom right wing. Back up top to the center, faking. Sets the ball number 10, who draws an exclusion on number 15, Rebecca Garrity. Wolverines are up again. Second 6-on-5 in 3 possessions. So they're looking to convert just like they did here. Maybe look to the post again. They really want to work the ball back and forth and win through 6-on-5. Oh, and a shot from the lower right wing from the 6th position is field blocked for Michigan. Indiana controls. Dennis, you want to talk a little bit about 6-on-5 strategy for us?
Yeah, they were able to open up the post. Window kind of closed on a slipped pass there, working the ball around the perimeter. They did just miss that shot. Field block on the outside. It is going to be the field blocker's responsibility on that 6-on-5 to take away the near side post, kind of helping the goalie out with all that ball movement.
So Indiana looks like they're a little bit bunched up in the center now, but they're moving the ball around the outside nicely. Michigan's putting a lot of nice pressure on from the wing, and they draw a foul at the
shot clock winding down. 2 seconds left here.
And shot clock violation, turnover for Michigan. Michigan controls. Swimming up the left side of the pool is number 4, Elizabeth Williams, our senior today. They cross the ball to the right side, number 22. She's looking to shoot. Takes step. Oh, and she rips it.
bar in.
What a shot. What
Allie
a
Thompson.
shot.
I mean, an absolute firecracker to the top right corner. Cross cage. Beautiful pass down the pool, getting it all the way across, sitting at about the 6-meter line, pumps, up slide in, and just rocks the top right corner. Campbell had no chance on that one. And the Wolverines take the lead 2-0 with 5:18 remaining in the first quarter.
Michigan is coming out looking pretty nice here. Nice and energetic, playing great defense. So Indiana controls left side of the pool. She's looking for an open man, or woman, rather. They cross the ball to the right side. A lot of pressure here from Allie Thompson. A lot of pressure. Number 19 draws a foul. And it looks like Indiana has drawn a kick out on number 4. They have the advantage. Trying to get in position.
That ejection's on Elizabeth Williams. That's her first. Indiana, we'll see how they can do on the extra man advantage.
So they have it at the 2. They move it to the 6. They look to cross, back to the 2, to the 3, and she's looking for the shot. Oh, and field block by Michigan. Looks like number 7 there. They get the rebound. Number 7 draws a foul. Great 6-on-5 defense, more of a pack line. That was good work, Dennis.
Yeah, Michigan retained the ball as they move up to offense. Great job on their first 6-on-5 D. It appears they're playing sort of a house look, which means they're not going out, rather staying home and shot blocking it, making life difficult for the Indiana shooters up top, and that's what happened there on that missed shot.
Oh, and Michigan has a offensive turnover and set. Looks like number 10, Allison Skaggs, in the pool. She just got tied up with the Indiana player, it looks like, and Indiana controls. Have the ball in the center of the pool. Still looking for the open man. Michigan playing great press defense. And that looks like another Michigan ejection. Number 22, Allison Thompson, is out. So Indiana has the advantage. Currently at the 6th position. Oh, and a shot barely misses the goal, the bar in from Indiana at the 6.
Yeah, Indiana went with the quick look there, thought they had something easy. Goal was there. Did just hit the post. Fortunate for the Wolverines. They're still up 2-0, 3:30 remaining here in this first quarter.
Yeah, Julia Campbell really got lucky there. So they're moving the ball up the pool. Allie Thompson controls, looking to push the ball to the center of the pool. She drops it down, back to Allie Thompson in the center, and she takes a drop down to the bottom left wing, number 23. And back to Allie Thompson, who takes a shot from the outside and absolutely rips the upper left corner. No chance for Mary Campbell. That's Allie Thompson's second goal. Absolute beauty of a shot. She is looking good today, folks.
Well, Thompson may force Indiana's coach to make a decision here on whether to continue to play that drop defense. Indiana has been worried about the 2-meter play of Skaggs in set, and they've been dropping because of it. Thompson's making them pay with the outside shooting. That's 2 from outside, and I believe she had one in the middle on the 6-on-5.
Oh,
3 goals.
That is 3. Yeah, she did have the post. That was she's just ripping them from the outside. No chance for Mary Campbell, unfortunately. So the Indiana Hoosiers control, still getting pressured very heavily by the Wolverines. They drop it down to the bottom left wing. Still fighting. And she holds the ball looking for an open man, and she crosses it. Upper right wing. Back to the bottom left wing, and draws a foul on the Michigan Wolverines. Number 23.
Shot clock getting low.
Oh, and she takes a lob shot right off the top of the post. Bounces favorably for Indiana. They control still. That was the desperation shot that worked out rather well for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, Michigan doing a great job of playing that press defense has resulted in a couple of low shot clocks and really just poor possessions for the Hoosiers. Michigan just took over the ball on that offensive foul.
Offensive foul, number 15, Bryce Beckwith moves it up the ball.
The refs are letting them play a little bit here, a little bit of physicality down low.
And they had Allison Thompson open in the center, which could have been her 4th goal on the day. Draws a foul on the bottom left wing. Michigan moving away from the 2 set they were just playing. And a field block by Indiana. Number 7 Shelby Taylor. Number 7 on the Michigan Wolverines, Danielle Robinson, with the shot. Right in the same position that Allie Thompson was just at when she scored her 3rd goal. So Indiana controls right side, Michigan in pursuit. Now Indiana, Allie Thompson took a gamble, and they rip a shot from the center of the pool. That was number 21, Colleen McNaught.
Campbell all over that shot from about 8 meters out.
Yeah, nice block. Indiana gets the rebound and draws the foul. They control still. Really getting favorable bounces on their shots for the Wolverine, or for the Indiana Hoosiers.
A minute 20 to go here in this first quarter.
So Indiana pump fake. Oh, field block, deflection by number 8.
Good adjustment by Julia Campbell to block that ball after it's been deflected. Came down on it, controls the ball. Michigan moving it up for what might be their last possession of the half.
Goalie's absolute worst nightmare. And so Michigan has an open man, and Allie Thompson drops it in, and number 8, Kelly Martin, draws another exclusion foul on the Indiana Hoosiers.
Sarah Myers heading to the penalty box for the Hoosiers.
Pretty classic 6-on-5 or 6-on-5 draw. So they're moving it to the 1, pump fake back to Allie Thompson, who takes another shot from the 3 position, absolutely gobbled up by Mary Campbell. Great shot, good look off catch and shoot from the 1 to the 3, but Mary Campbell all over it. So Indiana moves the ball up. They have it at the upper left side, back to the center.
Clock winding down.
18 seconds down on the clock, and number 10 takes a shot. Kelly Matthews just goes over the upper left side of the goal. Michigan controls, maybe looking to score one more time in this 12 seconds we have. So they're holding the ball in the center of the pool. Looks like Allie Thompson's going to take a lob shot. Oh! She buries it!
From half pool, the reverse spin lob. As Coach Marcello counts down for her, she hears that clock. 2 seconds to go, rips the lob, and it just does beat Campbell to the cross cage corner. And fantastic shot. And what an end to an unbelievable quarter for Thompson. That's 4 goals.
Not over yet. Indiana gets the draw off the restart and tries to take the same kind of shot Allie Thompson just took from half. It goes over the goal. What a shot from Thompson, though. What a shot.
This crowd here at Canham Natatorium is pleased. Hail to the Victors is playing. We have the Super Trooper in maize and blue. Things are looking good here. Marcello is happy. What kind of adjustments do you think the Hoosiers are going to have to make here in the second quarter?
Well, I think first and foremost you got to take care of Allie Thompson, right?
Yeah.
4 goals, not a whole lot you can do defensively on that last possession. And it looks like the Indiana goalies are warming up someone else. It looks like Emily Browning Mackenzie Bonk might go in goal. I can't imagine the Indiana coach is too happy with that shot from past half, but they're very concerned with the 2-meter play for Michigan. They're playing a pretty heavy drop. For comparison, Indiana on the season has 3 players tied with 8 kickouts. For perspective, Elizabeth Williams leads the Michigan Wolverines at 30 kickouts. So that is a big number. It looks like Indiana has played a drop for the rest of the season. And it's not paying off very well for them today. What do you think, Dennis?
Yeah, I completely agree. They're going to have to make some adjustments. They've been running a kind of an M drop. So for our listeners who aren't so water polo savvy, that's a drop from the point position, and that's where Thompson has been getting these open looks from up top. Shots from 7-8 meters that Indiana was hoping Campbell would be able to block down. Thompson has been getting them by. They're going to have to make an adjustment. It's kind of pick your poison at this point. When you open up the 2 meters with the press, if Michigan's able to get the ball in past that front, good things are going to happen when you put the ball into 2 meters. That's what coaches always say in water polo. That's where most of the exclusions, goals, and 5-meter penalty shots are happening. We'll see what Indiana likes to do.
Yeah, absolutely. The players are jumping in the pool now. It looks like number 4, Summer Creighton, is going to take the sprint for the Indiana Hoosiers, and it looks like number 22, Allie Thompson, is going to take the sprint for the Michigan Wolverines. Wolverines look loose. They look happy. Can't complain probably too much with the performance going on right now. Indiana does, in fact, have a new goalie in. No longer do we have two Campbells in goals. Mackenzie Bonk looks like she's going to be taking over the cage for the Indiana Hoosiers. I would guess as a direct result of the goals from Allie Thompson. Allie Thompson. So, Dennis, what did you think of Mary Campbell's performance? You think she looked a little bit slow? She seemed to be reacting, especially on that lob shot, a little bit slower than you like your starting goalie to react.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the long drive up here from Bloomington, but she did not look herself today. That lob shot, as great of a placement as it is, you got to have that as a Division I goalie from half pool. And we'll see if Thompson can continue her success here on the sprint, right off some of the momentum off these 4 goals she's scored. 8 minutes are back on the clock, and we're starting the second quarter.
And it's Wolverine lead 4-0 over the Indiana Hoosiers. All Wolverines so far in Canham. And whistle goes off, going for the sprint. Let's see who controls it. And Thompson gets there right at the same time as Elizabeth Williams. Elizabeth Williams gets the call. That could have gone to a jump ball, I think, but that's here nor there for me to say. So Indiana controls, moving the ball at the 4 position. Now back to the 1, back to the center of the pool at the 3. And Wolverines all over on defense still. So they drop it down to the 5 wing, bottom left post, looking for someone in the center of the pool. They pump. And number 10 for the Hoosiers, Kelly Matthews. Beautiful skip shot from center of the pool, just over Julia Campbell's hands. That's too bad for the Wolverines, not the way they want to start off the quarter, right?
Skip shot, bar down from about 7 meters. That hits the top right corner. Beautiful shot from Matthews. Made Michigan pay for doing a little dropping of their own.
So Indiana, a little bit of Michigan's own medicine gives it to them, and Wolverines control after the restart. Number 4, Elizabeth Williams, gets the ball in the center of the pool. She drops to the 2. Number 18 looks for the foul. And there's scrum in the center of the pool. And they get it to Allie Thompson at the 5 wing. She's being pressured pretty heavily. She gets it up to the 4. And number 2, Jamie Nolan draws a foul. They get the ball to the center of the pool. And draws a foul from the 2. Drops down to the 1. They're at the bottom right post. Time winding down. 7 seconds on the clock.
Going to have a look inside.
And it's number 4, Elizabeth Williams, trying to do something down at the 1 post. Gets to the center, number 18, who looks for the shot. She's pumping. She takes a shot. Oh, and it goes off the right post. Not bar in. No goalie work there. Indiana controls. Mackenzie Bond gets it up the pool, number 15. So they drop it down to the bottom left post. The 5 gets to the 4, and they cross it. And they try and get the ball in the set, deflected in, and it's kicked back out. Center of the pool now. Number 10 just scored the goal, Kelly Matthews. And they get the ball in the set, number 11. Number 11's being absolutely mobbed. Oh, and a great goal by Indiana. Fighting through the defense of number 18, Caroline Anderson. Candace Schroeder is just too strong. Well, Julia Campbell got a hand on it. But deflected into the goal. Again, Indiana's coming out hot, Dennis. What do you think?
Yeah, Schroeder forced their hand on that little post-up move. They had the drop there. Nolan was dropping, trying to knock the ball away. A strong turn. Goalie came out on the ball. Schroeder rised up and got the ball in the net over a deflection. Beautiful effort. That's going to be something to watch there later if she can continue to have that kind of success at 2 meters.
And Michigan gets the ball in the set. Nice little pass in from the 5 to the set player. Oh, and the exclusion. Immediate shot from up top from number 4, Elizabeth Williams, your senior. Quick catch and shoot. She absolutely rips it. Bar down. The Indiana fans none too happy. Bar down directly into the bar, and it looked like it might not have gone in, but the refs call it a goal. Indiana controls. Michigan up 5-2 in Canham Natatorium with your WCBN broadcast. Indiana controls up to the left side, crosses to the right side. Oh, and it looks like a defensive mishap. No one guarding that player for Indiana, and then they draw an exclusion.
Heidi Moreland on that ejection for the Wolverines.
So Indiana Hoosiers moving the ball back and forth, and they draw a foul. Not something you usually want from the one position. One position has it, crosses it to the 6. Pumping, she moves to the center of the cage. Oh, and rips a shot right over Julia Campbell's head. She just slid up, Dennis. And what happened?
Well, Matthews took advantage of that zone house defense that Michigan has been playing. A lot of times when you have 5 shot blockers all moving in front of the goal, you're not going to be hitting corners, but rather open spaces in the cage. And that's just what Matthews did, getting the ball overhead of goalie Julia Campbell. That's a tough shot to take, putting the ball right over the goalie's head. But when you're that close and you have that much time, it might be the best spot to put it.
Yeah, it's a fast shot. And Michigan with the bad pass turnover, number 18, Caroline Anderson tried to force it in the set, quick set drop. But Indiana defender, number 7, was right there. And Indiana moves the ball up. They have the ball at the 1.
Terrific foul and drop there by Williams.
So Indiana controls the ball in the center of the pool. Number 7, who just had a steal, looking to move the ball up back to the center after a quick pass to the right. Now the bottom left wing, still looking for set position. Allie Thomason battling in there. So number 19 for the Indiana Hoosiers can get the ball in the set. Thomason battling, and Indiana converts from set. Number 11, Candace Schroeder, their set player, is being an absolute beast right now. She's taking over the game, I think. What do you think, Dennis?
Yeah, Michigan has tried to drop to neutralize Schroeder. It worked in the first period, not working out so well here in the second. Indiana doing a great job of moving the ball around, forcing the Michigan defenders to follow out on the sloughs and let Schroeder get in, and she's got some quick moves in there. Let me tell you, she rose up quick and just buried that ball. Nothing Campbell can do on that shot from 2 meters.
Yes, so Michigan controls the ball. Left side, Allie Thomason looking for a shot. Back to the center with number 4, Elizabeth Williams. They move it to the left side, bottom left side. Number 5 takes a step in and drops to the center of the cage, where Beth Williams takes a shot from about 10 meters, goes over the cage. Not really that close to the goal, unfortunately, for the Wolverines. Hoosiers control, get the ball up to a wing out on the right side who kicks it to the left side. And now we have the ball down at the 5. Indiana Hoosiers move back to the center of the cage, center of the pool. They take a shot. Number 10, Indiana Hoosiers, Kelly Matthews, absolutely gobbled up by Julia Campbell. Right to her stomach. Clean block. And Michigan gets position up with Beth Williams on the left side of the pool. Nice pass across pool to a moving Beth Williams. She gets it back at the lower cage, who drops it in number 10. And it skips past number 10, Allison Skaggs. That's too bad for the Wolverines.
Skaggs did have position there at 2 meters. And we have a timeout taken by Indiana. 3:28 to go here in this first half. 5-4 Michigan lead, but Indiana does have the momentum here. Ryan, tell me what Indiana's done. They've made some good adjustments here. Let's see what they got coming off the timeout.
Oh, I absolutely agree. All the things you were saying in the 2-minute break we had between quarters, they came out, first of all, defensively. They're limiting the shots from Allie Tomlinson, which is where most of Michigan's offensive production came from. They haven't had any 6-on-5 so far, which has been good. That's where you look to score for the Wolverines.
I believe they had the one where they scored on the quick ejection down low.
You're right, absolutely. So what do you think they've done offensively to change in this quarter?
Well, for the Hoosiers, I think a little bit of what they've done is they've started to press out, and that press defense has led to more opportunities on offense. They're getting the ball down the pool earlier in the shot clock, which has allowed them more time to work the ball in to Schroeder, and that's been the difference there, is with the full 35 seconds to work the ball around the perimeter, it's tough to play a drop or any kind of front on a player that dominant. So more time down the offensive zone for Indiana has led to more goals and more success in the 2-meter play, and I think that's all springing from that press defense. Good adjustments by the Indiana coach there.
So Indiana gets the ball off the timeout. The goalie, Mackenzie Bonk, gets the ball to the center of the pool to number 7. That's Shelby Taylor. She controls, drops to the right wing. And there seems to be a stoppage in play. The refs are unhappy with something that's going on in the pool. Classic water polo mix-up. Looks like there's a problem with the table. Our fellow Michigan Wolverine club players struggling down there doing something.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the deal when you're running your first game of the season. You get a little bit of rust there on the table part. We'll get the things figured out here. Is a veteran crew down there working the table. The officials are sorting things out, and it looks like we're going to get the ball back into the point.
Shelby Taylor gets the ball off of restart.
25 seconds to go on the shot clock.
So that's number 21, Colleen McNaught for the Indiana Hoosiers, draws a foul on the bottom right wing.
Indiana is in a double set look. Michigan playing a little bit of a drop here.
So they're looking to get the ball in the set. Upper right wing, number 7, Shelby Taylor drops down to the bottom right wing. Who gets it in the set? Oh, and the set, who is Rebecca Garrity. Great kick out for her, but stolen by the Wolverines. She kicked it out right to the other player. She's getting mobbed, 2 players on her. And managed to get the kick out, but unfortunately kick out blind right to a Michigan player. So Michigan has the ball, upper left wing, draws a foul. Number 23, who's not on our score sheet. And so Michigan controls the ball in the center of the pool, looking for the foul, drops it to the upper right wing. Danielle Robinson draws a foul, gets up big, fakes a shot, pushes it back to Heidi Moreland in the center of the pool. Upper left wing, and they get this. Oh! And number 18, Caroline Anderson with the set into Allie Thomason, Michigan stud so far today. Little quick step out sweep shot, trickles to the left side of the goal. Great shot by Thomason. That's her 5th of today. Looks like she's going to get a little break so far. Maybe talk to the coach
Thompson
a little
has
bit.
been missed
Great
everything
shot
today for the Wolverines, scoring on the post on a 6-on-5, a lob from half pool, a couple of firecrackers up top, and now a beautiful sweep shot move, powering the Indiana defender and flipping that ball, just floating across the bottom left corner goal line.
All right, great job by Thomason. That's something Michigan hasn't seen. We haven't seen a lot from Michigan today. Is their set play. So Indiana controls. They move it to the upper left side. Ball's at about 10 or 11 meters. She steps in. She's at 5. And number 10 for the Indiana Hoosiers manages to sneak one by Julia Campbell. Skimmer shot to the bottom left side of the cage. She took a couple steps in from about 10 meters into closer to 6 or 7. No Michigan Wolverine player even around her, and she managed to get that shot right by Julia Campbell. That's too bad.
Yeah, Michigan trying to create a little separation again. Indiana has the answer right away. It is 6-5. Wolverines over the Hoosiers. 2:09 left here in the first half. And Thompson back in the game after one short possession of rest.
So Michigan controls the ball off the restart. Beth Williams controls the ball in the center of the pool and moves it to Caroline Anderson on the left side. And Michigan drops down to the bottom left corner, where Jamie Nolan draws a foul and gets the ball all the way back to the far center of the pool. Ball's at about 10 meters. Step into 7. Caroline Anderson looks for the shot. Beth Williams looks for a shot in the center of the pool. They're just moving it back and forth. Wolverine playing a double set. And she's pumping, and she takes a rip. And a field block by the Indiana Hoosiers leads directly to a Michigan goal. As I said before, goalie's worst nightmare. Field block by number 10, Kelly Matthews, and tip just past Mackenzie Bonk's outstretched hands.
Yeah, Anderson puts the Wolverines up 2-7-5, 1:37 to go here in the half. Indiana running an interesting drop there on Michigan's double set look. It almost looked like the Wolverines were on 6-on-5 the way they were able to move the ball around the perimeter, and that resulted in a nice look for Anderson.
So Indiana controls. They're down 5-7. They're at the upper left post. Now they work the ball to the center and over to the right side of the pool, still being pressured heavily by the Wolverines. And that's Colleen McNaught who draws a foul and moves to the center of the pool. Indiana looking to drop it in, and they do. into set.
A backhand blocked. They're off the post. Campbell controls.
Campbell controls. Michigan moves it up to the right side of the pool, looking for a driver in the center of the pool, maybe some set action. And that is Danielle Robinson looking to get position in set. They move the ball to the left side, still playing some sort of double set position. Indiana's letting the Wolverines move the ball freely, and that is Danielle Robinson with an offensive.
Yeah, to detail this double set look, it kind of looks like your average 6-on-5 where you're going 4-2. So we have 4 Wolverines on the bottom. Double set, meaning 1 2-meter player on each post. And then we have 2 Wolverines right around the 7-meter line on each post as well. They've been able to work the ball around the perimeter. Indiana deciding to crash down on those lower post players, allowing Michigan to get some good looks up top.
Let's detail what happened on the last play. A little bit of confusion ball for Michigan, and that was an exclusion on Emily Senjna. She gets excluded. Indiana bounces goal off the post. Oh, Michigan gets a drive up the pool and could not convert from the lower right side of the pool. It's number 23. I still don't know who that Indiana or Michigan player is. Fast action going back and forth. And Indiana gets a goal from set. Fast break, set play, great pass in from the Indiana Hoosiers.
Rebecca Garrity with the cross cage backhand. A little bit of a finesse to that shot there. It found the top right corner and just did get past Campbell.
That's 4 seconds on the clock, and Michigan takes a shot from half court and easily blocked by Mackenzie Bonk. So a little bit of back and forth action for water polo, lots of swimming.
Yeah, that was what we water polo players like to call a swim meet there at the end. It's not something that you really want to do. Ryan, tell me a little bit about that experience and what you can do as a player or as a coach to calm that down and get back to playing the game you want to play.
So basically what happens is they're moving the ball back and forth, moving too fast for their own good on offense, lots of turnovers. So we saw Michigan either with a fast shot, Indiana with a fast shot also, or some sort of offensive turnover that leads to a breakaway for the other team. And what happened in a quick succession of plays, push the ball up, offense could not convert, and then the other team tries to get an advantage going the other way. And so in a game, you're always looking to score, obviously, and so they think that they have an advantage by pushing the ball up, and it leads to a turnover, swimming a lot back and forth, not something you really want to do. Indiana capitalized, though. At halftime, your score, Michigan 7, Indiana Hoosiers 6 in Canham Natatorium on our senior day. So we get a 5-minute halftime. Coach is looking to regroup. Michigan still controls the lead, but you have Marcel Leonardi consoling his goalie, Julia Campbell. So, Dennis, I'd like to get your thoughts on that first half. Offensively, defensively, what do you think of the Wolverines here in the center pool, and what do you think of the Hoosiers as visitors?
Well, a lot of action there in that first half. For those of you who missed it, we've had a total of 13 goals, and we've had the call for you here at WCBN Sports. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Dennis Dahlman. With me is Ryan Scannell. Michigan up 7-6 on the Indiana Hoosiers. A lot of back and forth, a game of runs. Michigan went up 4-0 to end the first quarter on the strength of 4 goals from Allie Thompson. Michigan slowed down a little bit in that second quarter. Indiana made some adjustments, changed from their drop to more of a press look that spurred some of their offense. They were able to get 6 goals of their own in a very productive second quarter for the Hoosiers. What do you see as the main thing both coaches are looking for from their teams going here into the second half?
I would say if I had to pick one thing for the Wolverines, control the ball more. Lots of turnovers that lead to Indiana goals. They're getting kicked out a lot. When you turn the ball over, there's scrum. You don't really know what's going on defense. So I would say control the ball, limit your turnovers. Always something you want to do. And the Indiana Hoosiers keep pushing the pace. They let Michigan dominate in the first quarter, but they really came back in the second, and they have some of the momentum, and they probably want to continue that.
Yeah, I completely agree with that point about Indiana and pace. They seem to do a better job when they were getting the ball down the pool earlier along in the shot clocks. able to work the ball into 2 meters, had some success with Schroeder down there. On the Wolverines end, I did like what I saw from them on that double set look. They were able to slow the game down, play more of their pace, get some good looks, and let's see if they can't get a few passes on the second string goalie going into the half.
Yeah, so Indiana looks like Indiana is probably going to play there. Well, I'm assuming that it's a little bit of a goalie battle. Coach wasn't happy with Mary Campbell in the first half, switched to Mackenzie Bunk. So players look like they're getting ready to get back in the pool. Wolverines switch sides here in beautiful Canham Natatorium in Ann Arbor. So hosting the Indiana Hoosiers. We've got the call, obviously. So a minute to game time. Wolverines look to get a little bit pumped up. They're walking out on the bulkhead, slapping each other on the back. Caroline Anderson jumping in the pool. First Wolverine in. So, Dennis, what do you think about Allie Thomas in there? In the second quarter, Indiana they limited her production pretty significantly. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think when you have a hot player scoring 4 goals, obviously that's going to be the talk of the huddle for Indiana head coach Barry King. They have kind of put a marker down, hey, 22, this girl can play. We need to limit her opportunities. Thompson's still able to get one from 2 meters, but having to do it in different ways. Let's see if she can adjust to the Indiana adjustments. We're getting ready to start here the second half in front of a packed crowd at Canham Natatorium. We have the stands filled from goal line to goal line and even a little bit beyond. A good mix of students, parents, some alumni of the team, a little bit of Hoosier representation, but for the most part, it is maize and blue. And the fans have been pretty lively here. They've gotten up from some Michigan goals. That first half, that shot at the end of the first quarter by Thompson really got this crowd on their feet. That was some good crowd noise. And it's got to be fun to see for these players. Wolverines playing in their first and only home game of the year. Nice to see the support from.
And they have 60 children in the stands supporting their pen pals from local hospitals and elementary schools. And Dennis, we're starting the second half here.
And here's the sprint. Thompson controls. Michigan moving the ball up the pool, swimming down. The ball is at the point here with Elizabeth Williams. Flips it over. Kelly Martin controlling. Looking for the foul here. Gets the call. Still at about half pulled. Throws the ball down to Nolan on the low wing. We've got a driver coming across the pool. That's Caroline Anderson. Looks it in. And the pass just over her head. That ball will be taken by Bonk, and Indiana will move the ball coming back the other way.
It's too bad. That was a good opportunity for Caroline Anderson to get some separation and set. Pass just a little bit too far. Skips back to the goalie Bonk.
Indiana controls the ball at half. Vacant middle. Look for a driver to come through here. Ball up top. Foul. Creighton controls. Working the ball across the pool. Michigan fouls again. McNaught has the ball with 10 to go. Shot clock running low for Indiana. They have yet to advance the ball inside 5 meters. McNaught coming forward. The lefty pumps. 4 seconds to go. Schroeder in set. And no call as the shot clock expires. Michigan will look to transition the other way. Throws the long ball. Ejection called. 15, Rebecca Garrett. Greens have the advantage. They're setting up in a 4-2. Quick pass across. That's just too high for Thompson. Thompson controls on the low, strong side wing. Nolan pumps. Works the ball across. Pumping at the top right position. Looking to open up that post. Down to Thompson. She shoots. Skip shot. Bar down on that strong side position. Ryan, break that 6-on-5 down for me.
So Michigan, what happened, they're moving the ball up, back and forth between the upper right and bottom right wings on the right side of the pool. And you see the left post pop out a little bit. That lets Thomason slide down towards 2 meters. She can catch the ball on a cross-pool pass. Slide towards the goal and get a skip shot. Beautiful bar down by Thomason. Nice look for her. That's her 6th goal of the day. As Indiana controls with a shot that goes wide of the cage.
And Michigan will control the ball after that Indiana possession. Ball down the pool. That's 22. Allie Thomason, the star of this game thus far. Looking, has 2-meter position. Works the ball in. The slough is there. And the Hoosiers take it away. Fresh shot clock for Indiana as they move the ball up the pool. Number 6 controls. That's Jennifer Beadle.
So a common problem that's plagued both teams so far is their positions in the passes in the set, which can be one of the hardest things for a team. And if that pass in the set's not there, whole possession's ruined because you get a crash coming.
Yeah, a similar problem just runs into Indiana. McNaught tried to drop the ball over the top in to Candace Schroeder. That ball did just go too far, and Campbell gobbled it up. Michigan now running on the attack. Ball is controlled. This is Williams, the senior. Down to Thomason on the low right side. 14 to go on the shot clock. It is 8-6 Wolverines. 5:20 to go here in this third quarter. 5 to go on the shot clock. Pumps on the low right wing. Williams up top, and that's saved by Bonk. A good job. 2 hands to the top left corner, and she just did gobble that up.
A couple more pump fakes, maybe you think for Beth Williams. She could have converted on that goal, but shot clock winding down. Nothing you can do more there.
And not a bad possession for the Wolverines. Just a good save there for Bonk. And the Hoosiers now control. Ball's into Schroeder.
And you get 2 Wolverines crash.
The crash is there. It appears Schroeder unhappy with the no call, but the Wolverines did have the help. Thomason advancing the ball up right on the right side of the pool at about half tank. Gets the wing out down low, moving the ball down to Heidi Moreland. Moreland pressed out in the corner, and she is called for the offensive foul.
Off-arm offensive foul. That's a interesting call right in front of the ref. But Indiana controls with a timeout for Indiana. It's her second called timeout of the day.
Alexis Jones doing a great job of pressing Moreland out to the lane line there, forcing the turnover. With the timeout, we're left with 4:16 here in the third quarter. Michigan still holding on to that 2-goal lead, 8-6 at this point in the third quarter.
So the Indiana Hoosiers have been looking to get the ball into Schroeder, their leading goal scorer, tied with Matthews with 29. But can you talk a little bit about that crash and her unhappiness at the end of that last Indiana possession?
Yeah, as an official, one of the hardest things to do is call that 2-meter position. There's a lot going on. There's a drop. You don't know whether our players are fighting through to finish for goals or looking for ejections. It appeared that Schroeder was looking for a call there, released the ball. The referee did not want to reward that as she was playing for the foul rather than for the goal. That's something that referees have been emphasizing as of late here at the NCAA levels and above. Indiana now takes the pool. They will get the ball at half. 4:16 to go here in the third. They have 30 seconds to go on the shot clock. Plenty of time. It looks like they're going to try to work the ball into Schroeder. Be wary, though. Plays out of timeouts can result in a lot of great opportunities and oftentimes kickouts. We'll see what Coach Barry King has drawn up.
Yeah, you always want to go with a little bit of trickeration there. But they definitely are probably looking to get into Schroeder. They got their top line up at about 10 meters.
You notice Indiana has taken 2 of their timeouts. I think a lot of that is due to rest. Indiana not as deep of a team as the Wolverines. The Wolverines, I believe every player on their bench has entered the water, and you still see about 8 or 9 of those Indiana players sitting on the bench wearing those candy cane warm-ups fashioned by the basketball team under the Bobby Knight days. And the ball is worked up from the goalie. Works it down. Indiana has the ball on the side around 2 meters. Drive near side. She has the foul. She is not eligible to shoot. Works the ball back up top. That's 7, Shelby Taylor. And Thomason calling the foul. Had an attempt. Thought she might get a steal and a fast break there. Indiana, 12 to go on the shot clock. Skip near side low. That is just wide of the cage. And Campbell will look down the pool. She's surveying. Finds her target. That's Caroline Anderson. Anderson looking to draw the foul, and she will do just that. Controls the ball at half. Michigan looking to advance the ball down the pool. She's got the wing out. Chooses to work the ball back around. 2 meters here. And no call. It looks like she was hanging onto the ball as the Indiana drop came away That's another emphasis by officials. If you have the ball in your hand, you are not eligible to get the foul. You have to drop it and show that you're done with this play. You have been fouled. Your advantage has been taken away. Michigan player felt she could get through it. Drop came in and took it away. Offensive foul there for Indiana on the quick turnaround. Michigan has the ball, driving inside. And the lob shot just wide. Caroline Anderson tried to beat her with the left-hand lob. Hits the low left side post,
And she is beating herself up for that shot. Decided not to go with the stronger shot, go for the lob. Obviously doesn't go in, and there's a little bit of referee holding the ball. Ball's out of the pool. They get the ball back to the Indiana goalie, and they look to restart the play. A little bit of confusion as to what that was. Maybe Barry King was getting a little bit too feisty there.
3 minutes to go now in this third quarter, which has been more of a defensive battle than the rest of the game. Just one goal here so far in the second half compared to 13 in the first half. It is 8-6 Wolverines, and it's still anyone's game at this point. Indiana controls the ball. Shelby Taylor up top, dishes it down, working the ball down low. Foul inside of 5 meters. She is not eligible to shoot on the quick. Working the ball up top. Shot clock running low. Taylor controls. Takes a shot. Skip. Bar in from about half pool. Maybe a few meters in front of that.
And Julia Campbell is not happy with the defense. It looks like Caroline Anderson and Allison Skaggs were hanging out in the center of the pool, and they dropped off to cover Schroeder and set, but with 5 seconds left, ball's at 7, 8, 9 meters. They're not, does probably look like they're going to get the ball into Schroeder and set, and that shot too fast for Julia Campbell.
Yeah, that's demoralizing for a defense to wear a shot clock down to single digits, 5 seconds, ready to counterattack going the other way, and you see one sneak past your goalie from a long-distance shot. That's tough. Michigan now working the ball in. They have the ball here. Elizabeth Williams working inside, up and pumps, works the ball up top. Anderson's got it. And looking to draw the foul, throws it into set.
Oh.
And the ejection will be called. The referees decide to blow their whistle finally on a 2-meter call. Thomason has the ball. Michigan setting up into a 4-2. Works the ball. Oh. And just missed the connection. Anderson threw it into the post. We had the tip coming from Robinson. Danielle, another one of our seniors, nearly had a goal for the Wolverines. Would have been a big one, giving them a 2-goal lead. Instead, we got 155 Indiana ball with a chance to tie it on this possession.
So that was a shot that came only a few seconds after the kick out was drawn. Dennis, you want to talk to a little bit about the decision regarding that?
Yeah, so on a 6-on-5, common water polo knowledge is the best time to score is the first 5 seconds or the last 5 seconds. You might have some opportunities as the defense makes a transition into their 6-on-5 base D. That's what Michigan looked to exploit there. Unfortunately, they just did miss. Indiana now controls the ball, working the ball at about half pool. We've got a cluster in the middle down near about the 5-meter line. Indiana needs to work their spacing here.
Oh, and Thomason with it.
And that spacing just did cost them, throwing a ball in. A defender able to jump players. Thomason getting the ball under call. And Coach Marcello wants the timeout.
Great defense there by Thomason. Takes a risk. There was 3 players clustered up right around 4 meters, and she saw the ball going into someone right next to her and left her girl and took the ball away. Ends up working out for the Wolverines with a ball under.
Yeah, with the degree of the coach, you might say that's just what the doctor ordered.
He is a doctor. That's Dr. Marcelo Leonardi. He's talking to his Wolverines. You got Barry King over there. Like Dennis said, not a very deep bench. There's a couple girls that don't look like they have a chance of getting wet today. It looks like Indiana also has some injuries. You got one girl wearing a boot, dressed in all her Indiana garb. The rest of the players wearing candy stripes. So,
hush crowd here. They've kind of noise level has gone down a little bit. Not much to cheer about for the Wolverines coming up here in this second half thus far. Teams are taking the pool. Wolverines will control the ball at half, and when they will, they'll have a fresh 35 seconds on the shot clock and a minute 15 to go here in this third quarter. We'll see what Dr. Marcello has drawn up for us.
Do you think? What do you think they're going to come out with this quarter? A little bit of trickery, or standard procedure? Get the ball in the set. What do you think, Dennis?
From the way they're lined up, it appears they're looking to get some drives. They got a stunt. Thomason coming across the middle. No surprise that she's the go-to on this play. A lot of confusion down low. There are 3 Wolverines down right near the 2-meter line. Anderson has the ball, pump faking. Works it across. Foul along the top. Jamie Nolan, eligible to shoot here, decides not to. Thomason gets it down low, high up on her legs. Gives it to Nolan, over to Anderson. Looking to shoot. Back to Nolan, 15 to go. Making the goalie move around here are the Wolverines. Indiana playing a heavy drop. Anderson sees her player leave. Throws the ball into 2 meters. Michigan needs to cover back. And the shot clock will expire. Michigan doing a good job, though, of getting back on defense, covering up that Indiana leak out. Yeah, Indiana with the drive in.
Aggressive.
Thomason caught behind. Gets back around. But the Indiana player, number 6, that's Jennifer Beadle, has tied this game up, getting the ball past Julia Campbell and Allie Thomason. A great move there on the drive. Thomason did manage to get back around defensively, but not before Beadle could put that one in the back of the net and tie this game up.
And you hear Chance IU from the 20 to 25 Indiana parents here. Thomason's not happy. Campbell's not happy. Campbell looked to play aggressive, try and steal the ball while Thomason puts pressure on her player. Works out for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Anderson controlling the ball. 18 seconds here left in the half and what could be the last possession of this third quarter.
And that's a great pass in the set by Anderson.
Shot blocked. Skaggs unable to get separation. Her shot is blocked by the goaltender, Mackenzie Bonk. And Indiana will swim the ball to the side, let that clock run out. Happy to be tied for the first time since the double zeros. It's a fourth quarter, and it's a brand new ball game. Michigan 8, Indiana 8.
So, Dennis, what I noticed there in that quarter is Anderson seemed to be the focal point of the offense more so than Thomason. Thomason stunting off the ball, trying to get in the set more, maybe some drives. And Anderson's a lefty. Can you talk to me about the importance of having a lefty in the pool and how that really balances out the way the offense works?
Yeah, water polo, a game where you're only able to touch the ball with one hand at a time with the exception of the goalies. Because of that, having left-handed players in the pool is extremely important to open up angles. When you work the ball across the pool, it's a lot harder to catch the ball coming across your face than it is to catch it in what you would call your strong side. Having left-handers on that right side of the pool allows for Michigan to get one-time looks that are clean up top and down low. Anderson has been the left-hander and was an important player in that quarter as Thomason was kind of really put a marker on and just taken out of the game really by the Indiana Hoosiers. It's been tough for her to get anything going, which as a player who dominated early can be tough, but you know it's something that's going to happen. We are in the fourth quarter now. When you think about basketball, you have players like LeBron James. You know they're their best player. Thomason kind of in a similar role, played well early. Teams figure out in the third quarter. Fourth quarter is where the stars shine. I'm looking for Thomason and Schroeder to be the playmakers for both of their teams. Indiana has taken the pool. A minute 18 until this sprint. They're ready to go. Michigan still talking it over.
A little bit of confusion as to who's going to start this quarter for the Hoosiers. Number 14, Alexis Jones, started the game out. Looks to be replaced in this lineup. Indiana actually has 7 field players in, so still some more confusion.
Yeah, Barry King trying to get that sorted out right now.
And he's standing on the side of the pool asking them who wants to come out, I think. I think you should just maybe make a decision. Tell them who's playing.
Yeah, curious situation. They certainly will not be able to start this game with 7 field players. Thomason coming in. She will take the sprint. Has not lost thus far. So, Michigan ready to go. We got about 30 seconds until this fourth quarter kicks off in a tie ball game.
So, Dennis, as a player who focuses on his own speed so much, Thomason is the fastest player in the pool, as evidenced by her victory in the sprints. What do you think she's going to do in this quarter to take advantage of her speed?
Well, speed is something that you need to learn to use situationally. Obviously, she's going to use it during the game when she's looking to stunt and drop defensively. But offensively, if Michigan does get down, look for Thomason to get very aggressive, leaking out on some counters and using that speed to get some open looks down the pool. High risk, high reward plays are something speedy players are able to do late in games when their team needs a goal.
And here we go with the sprint. Thomason looks to go 4 for 4.
And the Hoosiers do control. Thomason a little tired. I can speak from experience in saying it is tough to take all 4 sprints in a game.
And Indiana with
offensive Indiana player reached over the top of the Michigan defender. That is a no-no. Good call by the official.
And that was more isolation play with Rebecca Garrity being one of 2 players past half court. The rest of the Indiana Hoosiers are staying back pretty far. Michigan looks to get the ball in the set.
Beautiful goal.
Beautiful backhand by Allison Skaggs. Nice pass in by Heidi Moreland. Backhand by Skaggs. No chance for the goalie Bonk. Great shot by her. Michigan leads 9-8.
Michigan did a tremendous job of getting the Indiana players to commit to the perimeter offenders, allowing Skaggs to have that kind of space, kind of time inside 2 meters, make that move, and get the goal to give Michigan the early lead here.
A little bit of confusion by the Indiana.
Tip save on the lob.
A little
Great
bit of
save by
confusion
Campbell.
by the Michigan Wolverines coming off the restart, but great save, like Dennis said, by Julia Campbell on the shot from Summer Creighton on the bottom left wing.
7:15 to go. Wolverines looking to hang on to this slim 1-goal lead in a 9-8 ball game. Hoosiers have the ball, looking at downside. That's Rebecca Garrity, a little too far off the post to do any 2-meter moves. She'll have to pass it back up top. Up to Matthews. And Indiana attempts a backhand. That's Colleen McNaught. A weak try from about 5 meters. Well defense there. Defender electing to play behind and not give her that inside water that she would have preferred to have at the 5-meter position.
And so this is Caroline Anderson touching the ball for the first time in this quarter. She controls the ball on the left side of the pool.
And the Wolverines will work the ball around. Elizabeth Williams fouled near the top, right around half pool. 14 to go on the shot clock, running down. They're going to run it into Anderson. She will elevate and score. Uses that left hand to get up. Pump fakes, buries, cross cage, skip shot on a 2-meter isolation play. Ryan, break it down.
So they at the beginning of the play, it looked like they were going to try and get the ball into Allison Skaggs. Allison Skaggs clears out to the right a little bit, leaves room to drop the ball in for Caroline Anderson, who moves in from the bottom left post, can get room, has an alley to get the ball in, and just separates from her defender, like Dennis said, rises right up over, no chance for the defender or the goalie. Clean look at the goal, and she buries it right bottom right corner. Great goal by Caroline Anderson. Good work.
Indiana now has the ball. They're working in their offensive set. They have a player driving across, ball on the side of the pool near the 5-meter line. Works cross cage pass, skip, scores. Kelly Matthews, cross cage skip shot down around 5 meters, maybe 5 meters outside of the goal too. A low angle shot, just did get past Campbell.
Right under her left arm. Great skip shot.
10-9. We have a 1-goal game once again. 6 minutes to go.
Goalie was up on that shot and just couldn't get it with the elbow.
Michigan slowly working the ball down the pool. Thomason still stuck at about half. Anderson, stuffed. Indiana player with the steal there. That is Summer Creighton, absolutely stuffed on that one. She just took the ball right out of her hand.
She was looking to get the ball into Allison Skaggs instead, who had position goal side, and dropping it from that bottom right wing was something Michigan was looking to do there.
Quick kick out by Schroeder. Taylor's got the ball. McNaught. And that ball hits the post, deflects out of play. Michigan will control. Quickly gets the ball, pull to Anderson on the wing out. She's crossing half pool, working it down towards 5 meters. Looking to isolate the set here. Up to Thomason. Still trying to open up. They're dropping a little bit there down on Skaggs. And Indiana takes the ball away on an errant pass down to the left low wing. They'll control, quickly working the ball up. Ejection. Indiana will have the advantage here, trying to tie this game. 5:10 to go, and they've got a 20-second power play here.
Now, Dennis, this could be a big turning point in this game. What do you think here?
Yeah, huge for Indiana to convert here. They work the ball up top. Pumps, got it to the lefty. Work up top. Number 10, Kelly Matthews with the skip shot low. She was on that left side up top post position. Slid the ball under the arm of Julia Campbell. Really tough for a goalie to get all the way across pool, or when the ball is worked across pool, for the goalie to get across the cage and make that save. Matthews did a good job of putting a quick one past Campbell. And it's 10-10. 4:50 to go.
The mood in the building, pretty much the opposite of in the first quarter. Indiana fans on their feet.
It is tense. 10-10. This is a rivalry game, I mind you. Works the ball up top. Anderson draws the foul. 17 to go. Works the ball across. That's Skaggs. Taylor, the senior, in her last 4:32 of play in this Canham Natatorium facility. We'll see if she can come out on top.
And that's Beth Williams throwing a little
shot
bit of
clock
heat
running
there.
low. Skaggs has it. And the ball just shy of the goal line. Tipped, and the goalie able to control just before the ball crosses. Ryan, break down that backhand in isolation for me.
So, again, they're looking to get isolation. They work the ball to one side as Indiana takes a pretty weak lob shot. Michigan controls. They look to get set position from one side and drop the ball in from that side. Skaggs with a great backhand, not a whole lot of power on it. Bonk can get a hand on it, but in water polo, it's not a goal until the whole ball is across the plane, and probably half of the ball was spinning into that goal. Bonk, goalies don't like to swim, but she had to move pretty quickly there.
Yeah, and while we were describing that to you, Indiana took the ball down, got a quick lob shot. Campbell controlled it, worked the ball up the pool. Exclusion was called on number 4, Summer Creighton. So Michigan takes the quick timeout. They'll have 19 seconds to go on the ejection. 6-on-5 look. They'll get their top line in there. They'll be working the ball. Again, look for Thomason to be the shooter on this play.
Thomas has been a little bit less aggressive in this quarter, this half, than she was in the first half. Not even really looking at the goal when she's gotten the ball in the center of the pool a couple of times. That's not what you want to look for. That's not what you want to see from your junior goal leader. And so I think the doctor is going to want her to be aggressive. Look to goal. You got to be a threat at every position in a 6-on-5. And again, this could be a big momentum change here.
4 minutes to go in regulation. Thomason controls the ball, slides across the cage. Anderson has the ball at that lefty spot. Thomason back to Anderson. Works it all the way across the pool, down to that low right wing. That's number 8, Kelly Martin there. Anderson pumping. Works it across. And Robinson's shot deflected over the cage. Michigan unable to convert. That could be costly. 6-on-5s late in games are crucial.
So that's Danielle Robinson, your senior for today. You can't help but think maybe she thinks, I'll score a big goal in my last game here at home.
Kelly Martin walking out, taking away that near side with the arm shot blocking. Schroeder with the drive in. Controls. An ejection called. It appeared that the defender was making an effort to get both hands up. And Indiana, the quick out. McNaught into Schroeder on the post. Schroeder up, takes the pause, and buries it. Indiana with their first lead of the game, and it comes with 3:13 remaining. Michigan needs to control this here. Look for them to start to get aggressive.
Big 6-on-5 for Indiana. Like we said, 6-on-5s late in game are crucial. She gets the kick out on Beth Williams as the crash is coming in. She gets a quick in and out, like Dennis said. You got the first 5 seconds, the last 5 seconds, and that was in the first 1 or 2. Michigan now down 11-10.
Yeah, with 3 minutes to go now here, you can start to count the possessions. Michigan has to make these count. Good 2-meter isolation. Kicks the ball out. Thomason has it. shoots cross cage, and that's saved by Bonk, who has done a tremendous job coming in cold in replacement of Campbell. Indiana now has the ball, 2:44 to go. Working the ball down the pool. They have it. Looking to draw the foul here is number 14, Alexis Jones. Jones simply controlling the ball, looking to use the whole clock here. Works it to McNaught. Indiana doesn't seem to be interested in anything offensively here other than running away some clock. Jones now has it, and she dumps it wisely into the corner. Michigan will have a fresh shot clock, but just 2:20 to go here, down 1. Indiana was able to expire a full 35 seconds off that clock. Look for them to be doing that the rest of the game so long as they can hold this lead. Michigan works the ball down. Anderson draws a foul just outside of 5. Thomason's got it. Works it back to Anderson. Trying to open up Skaggs. They have the ball. Martin wide open. Scores!
Oh, great goal. Great feed by Thomason.
Martin with the eye contact. She slipped through the defense. The Indiana players didn't even see her. She was sitting on what you would call the 2 posts on a 6-on-5, 2 meters away from the cage. And they dropped the ball right into her. Takes one pause, shelves it. Nothing Bonk could do there. Mishap. Barry King got to be unhappy with that late game defense. 2:02 to go, and we're back to 11-11 tie ball game.
Yeah, great goal by Michigan. Very similar to the goal that Indiana just scored. Same position right over the goalie's head. Nothing the goalie could do there. Great move by Kelly Martin, slipping in the defense, and great pass by Thomason getting it to her.
Schroeder's got it. Ejection. That's on Elizabeth Williams. Indiana having no problems going from clock milking back to aggression. Indiana will take the timeout 4 seconds into this ejection. Ball going out to the official. Barry King wants to draw something up for his players.
Dennis, what do you think he's going to look to do here on this 6-on-5? They've had success with the quick back and forth, and Schroeder was open there for a quick second, and then Michigan quickly covered her up. What do you think he's going to want to work around?
Well, when you go to the timeout, you're going to have a pattern or potentially a play, but really you're just looking to get the right personnel in there and give your team a little bit of a rest. 1:38. These girls have played a lot of water polo. Indiana not having the deepest bench, just trying to get their players a breather. I'm looking for Indiana to work the ball around, make that goalie move, see what the Michigan defense will give them, and then take that shot late in this ejection clock. They will have a full 16 seconds to work the ball around with a player advantage. Let's see if Michigan continues to play that house D.
So player with the ejection was Elizabeth Williams. That looks to be that's a leader in the pool. She's a local senior. How does that affect the mentality of the players you have in the pool? You have a leader, one of your better players, obviously. A lot of length there on defense. How does that affect what you do on defense?
Yeah, it's tough to take that ejection late in games, but I feel it was one she had to take. Schroeder, a dominant 2-meter player, and sometimes the only way you can stop a player like that from scoring is to give them a 6-on-5 opportunity. So really kind of a wily play by the senior in order to play the percentages, take the kick out instead of letting Schroeder take that shot one-on-one with the goalie at 2 meters. They're going to force Indiana to work it around, trust that Michigan can run the 6-on-5 defense and convert into something of their own.
And unfortunately, that looks to be her 3rd kick out of the day, so that's all we have for Beth Williams on this senior day, an unfortunate end to her career here.
Yeah, but what a tremendous career it was. Hopefully her teammates can lift her up in her final game here at Canham. Indiana working the ball across. Just ejection now expires. Michigan back even. Not much there for Indiana. And the save, 2 meters. The equivalent of a soccer corner kick when the goalie touches the ball and it goes out of bounds behind the line. Tremendous save for Campbell as the Michigan defender was coming in to even up. Both teams at full strength now, 1:10 to go. Indiana has 29 on the shot clock. McNaught looking for the foul up top. She is eligible to shoot here. Elects not to, works it back. The lefty McNaught pumping, bringing it in, working back up to the top. Looks like Indiana's going to try to use this whole shot clock. Works it inside, just off the crossbar. And here we go. This could be Michigan's last possession.
And they call a timeout. The doctor gets a timeout.
50 seconds to go in this game. 35 on the shot clock. It looks like each team will get the chance to have the ball once more in regulation. Ryan, what's he drawing up right now?
Well, first of all, that's a great save. One of the better saves of the day for Julia Campbell from either goalie. And he's looking, I mean, you got to score here. You got to push the pace, try and get a drive, probably to your best player. Today that's Thomason or Caroline Anderson. They like to get her with the lefty. She raises up really big, can get a pump fake, maybe put those two at the top, work it back and forth, put Allison Skaggs and Seth. They've been dropping pretty heavily on her. She's been playing great today.
Yeah, Coach Marcello electing not to go with the whiteboard. Looks like he's just going to explain it. Tells me that they're not going to run anything too tricky. They're just going to play their normal offense. They're going to have 35 seconds, work the ball around. Skaggs will likely be the 2-meter set. They'll try to isolate her. If Indiana elects to drop, look for Anderson or Thomason to be the ones pulling the trigger on the shots around the perimeter.
So in the pool to end this game, we have number 8, Kelly Martin, number 5, Heidi Moreland, number 18, Caroline Anderson, number 10, Skaggs, like we said, Allie Thomason is in, and the unknown number 23, she's not on the roster, and I would assume that she's a different number in the pool today as 23. So Michigan looks to get out there. Skaggs in the middle, Thomason at the top left, and Caroline Anderson mirrors her at the top right.
The goalie Campbell will take the ball, put it in play. That's down to Anderson. Skaggs is in 2 meters, but she is clearing out. Thomason with the drive. Nothing doing there. Indiana with the quick steal.
And that's Heidi Moreland, pressured by number 14 from Indiana. Alexis
Indiana
Jones, and turns it over.
Will take their final timeout. A 3-second differential between the shot and game clocks. 36 on the game, 33 on the shot. So Indiana probably going to try to use all of that in order to make sure Michigan does not get an opportunity coming the other way.
And so what is Michigan looking for defensively on this play? Obviously, they're going to try and get something into Schroeder.
Yeah, you have to cover up Schroeder. Make someone else beat you. Campbell has been solid on the outside shots today. Make Indiana beat you with an outside shot. Anderson playing good press defense. Foul is called up top. Matthews controls the ball. Indiana working it slowly, just trying to open up Schroeder. Anderson drops all the way back. Matthews takes a shot. That is field blocked. Michigan ball. 18 seconds to go. Marcello takes the timeout. Will allow the team to set up. 18 seconds. This Canham crowd is getting a little bit rowdy here. Excited, hopefully, to see a Wolverine goal and a late game win.
And that could have been the goal. Julia Campbell is all over it, but the field block by Heidi Moreland just turned the ball over. That's got to be big for her. Indiana was looking to get a game-winning shot from the outside, but field block, and it trickled out of bounds right as the Indiana player was looking to get it there. They were looking to get it into Schroeder, but Michigan fouled on the outside and dropped quickly. Didn't allow them to do that. Schroeder did have position, though, so that was
Michigan out of the timeout, running that same set. Campbell has the ball, works it to Anderson once again. Thomason driving across the formation, looks the back door. Defense all over it. They'll get it to her on the low wing. Foul is called. Thomason controls the ball. 7 seconds to go. Works the ball up top. Throws it into 2 meters. Skaggs, ejection call. 2 seconds to go. They're going to need something quick. And the clock expires before Michigan able to get a shot off. This one's going to take an extra period.
Bonus water polo. You got to love it. It's been a great game so far, and we get to play a whole nother quarter. Dennis, so let's hear the differences for overtime versus regular time, and a lot of the pressures that go
in
along
overtime in water polo. You're going to play more of an NBA-type format, if you will. It is not a sudden death situation. Both teams will have the opportunity to score at the end of 2 3-minute quarters. Short quarters allow the team to get some rest. They will switch sides between the two, so we'll have 2 3-minute quarters in this overtime. Team with the most goals at the end of that wins. If we do not have a differentiation after playing 6, we will go to the sudden death periods, which will be of 3 minutes length, and we'll play that until we have a winner in a golden goal situation. But for right now, Michigan team getting a little bit of that lactic acid out, swimming all the players in the water. That's been kind of the theme here versus Indiana running just 8 or 9 players. Michigan really looking to take advantage of that depth going here into the extra period. That should bode well for them.
So, Dennis, like we said, Elizabeth Williams is going to be held out of this bonus overtime period. She has the 3 kickouts. What do you think Michigan's going to try and do offensively versus the Indiana defense that's really stepped up their game in the second half?
Well, in overtime, anything really goes. A lot of times your game winners can be kind of fluky. I'm looking for something kind of like that breakdown where Michigan tied up the game into Kelly Martin, something like that. Indiana players are overly focused on stopping Skaggs, Thomason, and Anderson up top. I'm looking for one of the Michigan's role players to kind of get a big goal here, having the opportunity to have some openings, maybe getting dropped off of. They got to take advantage of this second-string goalie.
So Michigan has definitely looked to be more of a set-driven team in this half. Thomason not holding the ball as much. Anderson controlling much of the play, working it back and forth with Heidi Moreland. Not a starter, but it looks like she's getting the nod in place of Elizabeth Williams, who's celebrating her senior night. And they had some success getting the ball into Skaggs. She's been more dominant in these quarters. What do you think about her performance so far?
Yeah, Michigan has done a pretty decent job getting the ball into her. She has had a little bit of success when they have given her time to work. Unfortunately, some of the passes have been a little bit off, causing for ejections not to be awarded in some situations. And Indiana has been running a little bit of drop, which has led to the success of the outside shooters for Michigan. For those of you just joining in, first of all, you're late. Second of all, congratulations. You just tuned into a fabulous game. It is 11-11, Michigan Wolverines versus the Indiana Hoosiers in water polo. This is a rivalry game. Indiana has won 4 straight in this matchup. Michigan looking to change that in their home pool. It is senior day for the Wolverines. Elizabeth Williams and Danielle Robinson are our seniors for the Wolverines. This is WCBN Sports. I'm Dennis Dahlman. This is Ryan Scannell, and we're looking forward to a couple of great overtime periods here in Ann Arbor.
So we have a minute 35 left. How similar to, we're going into this overtime period, how similar is the feeling coming into the game then coming into this overtime here? A little bit tired, obviously, but mentally, what do you think? What are you thinking as you're jumping in the pool here?
Well, as a player, you can't help but be on edge. Know that each one of your movements matters that much more because the game will be decided by a 1 or 2 goal margin, knowing that every single possession, every single play counts. You have a limited amount of time left to make that difference. Getting that first goal is huge. Putting the pressure on the other team to have to score 2 to beat you before sudden death is an unbelievable advantage. Thomason taking her 5th sprint of the day. She will face off against Indiana's number 19, Sarah Myers,
who freshman from Toronto, Ontario, looking to get her first game action. Shallow bench for Indiana Hoosiers, but they're putting in a freshman in a tight spot here. So you got cheers from the Michigan Wolverines trying to get the fans up and going to help out the home crowd advantage. Give them something to go off of, give them some energy going into this last 15 seconds into this overtime period.
Yeah, not a soul has left the building. This crowd at Canham still packed goal line to goal line. A lot of maize and blue, a little bit of cream and crimson. And we're getting ready here to go. The clock is set for this first overtime period. 3 minutes are on the clock. And Michigan's ejection will carry over if Thomason wins the sprint. So look for a quick timeout from Coach Marcello.
Each team getting 1 timeout in this overtime period. You might burn it real quick. Score that ever-important first goal of this overtime period.
But that is important to note. Michigan really needs this sprint here. If they do get it, they will be up on the 6-on-5. Indiana starting the sprint with a player in the ejection box.
So on the ejection, that's Shelby Taylor. On the ejection drawn right at the end of the end of the regulation. And here's a sprint, and it looks like there's a scrum for the ball. Michigan loses the sprint.
Ball over the lane line. That given to Indiana. Thomason looked to be the last to touch, and an unfortunate bounce for the Wolverines. An Indiana player will come free. They're even up with the ball. 25 seconds to go. Already just 2:45 remaining here in this first overtime period. Ball working across. Freshman who was successful on the sprint has the ball. She's pumping. She's pumping. Back up to Matthews. Takes the shot. Wide.
So as a freshman going against Michigan's best player, there's probably some nerves there. A little bit less aggressive than you probably like. Pumps a couple of times, drops to Matthews, who looks to get a rip from up top, just wide of the cage.
Anderson to Thomason, working it across. Ball is up top. Heidi Moreland has the ball. Gets it back to Thomason. Looking to isolate. 2 meters. Skaggs is open. They're dropping off of Moreland. She's going to have to shoot this one. Walks it in. Pulls the trigger. Shot blocked by the field player. I believe that was Schroeder on the tip.
Yes.
Indiana controls the ball.
Indiana's dropping pretty heavily onto Skaggs.
2 minutes remaining in the short first overtime period. And the freshman from Indiana, Myers, has the ball. Throws it all the way across the pool down to McNaught. Works it up top. Indiana controls the ball at half pool. McNaught, 5 meters. She's got an opening. Throws it in. And that's a goal for the Hoosiers. McNaught into Garrity. A little bit of a finesse tip move over the head of goalie Julia Campbell. Nothing she can do there. Tough to block those shots from 2 meters. But, boy, that's one you'd love to have back if you're Michigan. You got to be able to run that drop. You can't let them beat you at 2 meters.
Yeah, once the ball gets into 2 meters with the set players like they have in Garrity and Schroeder, there's nothing the goalie's going to do. Quick step out, gets the hesitation, and looks for the open shot, and she can bury it.
Moreland subbing out in favor of Martin.
Julia
Michigan
Campbell
controls the ball.
Not a whole lot she can do there.
Throwing the ball in. Michigan gets the foul inside. That's Thomason with it. Throws it up to Anderson. Pumps. Martin has the ball. They're running that double set look. They will have an opportunity to shoot from the outside. A lot of dry passes around the perimeter. Anderson just off of that right left post, bar out. Rebound controlled by Bonk. Indiana works it up. 1:06 to go in this first overtime period. Michigan pressing Indiana all the way back to their own 2 meter line.
And that's too bad because Caroline Anderson had the goalie beat. Game of inches.
Matchup to watch here. Schroeder and Thomason are one-on-one right center cage at about 3 meters. Thomason holding ball side position thus far. Let's see if she can get that throughout the shot clock. 5 to go.
Left.
Throws it to Schroeder, looking to draw the foul and shoot. They're not going to give it to her. Thomason with the field block. Rejected. Michigan will work the ball up what might be the final possession of the half. 30 seconds to go. Thomason works the ball up. Ball in hand, strokes. 24 to go. Looks, throws it across. Bryce Beckwith has the ball. Throws it down to Anderson. Anderson pumps, looks it across the pool. Martin has it. Can't control it. Draws the foul. She's inside 5 meters, will not be able to shoot. Thomason with 5 to go. She's shooting. And that is blocked by the Indiana field player, Shelby Taylor. Looked like it might have caught her on the face there, but nonetheless does the defensive job for the Hoosiers. Her teammates coming to check her out, but she is happy to take that one for the team, and Indiana will carry a 1-goal lead here into this second, potentially final overtime. At the end of this next period, it's winner take all. Whoever's got the most points
so Dennis,
gets the W.
Does Michigan go into desperation mode at this point? They're down a goal. Indiana dominated that first half of overtime. What do you think they're going to do going forward? A little bit riskier coming out. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, leaking out more, be more aggressive in that respect, or what do you think?
Yeah, if I'm Coach Marcello, I'm looking to my speed players. That's Thomason, a couple of the younger players coming off the bench, looking to get the counterattack going, get an easy goal. At the same time, you don't want to go away from Skaggs in the 2 meter play. If that's open, you give her the isolation, and that's been money in the bank this game when she has had space and time.
The offense is going much better when Skaggs has position. Indiana's very scared of her having position that leaves the players open from up top. You get Caroline Anderson with the shot barely just goes wide, and then Heidi Moreland gets a good look also. Again, Thomason gets another look at the end of the half of overtime. So I think it all starts with Skaggs. Indiana's got to be feeling pretty good about their chances right now. Up a goal, they can slow the game down significantly. They don't really have to push forward on offense a whole lot, and play defensive on the Michigan Wolverines, who are probably going to be a little bit more aggressive here in this second overtime.
If Indiana plays their full shot clock, they can limit Michigan to about 4 possessions here. So that's what Michigan is looking at to get that 12th goal and knot this thing up. Indiana will be playing a very conservative style of offense, working the ball around the perimeter, be very aggressive defensively, looking to break on the counter, looking to play a tight press. We'll see if they can maintain Schroeder on the one-on-one matchup. We'll see who Marcelo has that assignment for.
Well, and maybe the more important assignment is on Garrity, who scored this +1 goal for the Hoosiers. The 2 set players for Indiana have been huge, 15 and 11. It's Schroeder and Garrity. Michigan to drop heavily, and when they can get open, when they can work the defense around, they were usually scoring goals, backhand, step outs. There's not a whole lot Michigan can do for them.
Sarah Myers, the freshman, will take the sprint again for Indiana, facing off against Thomason, who is at the line for her 6th sprint. And let me tell you, that really takes a toll on a player, having to go full out for 15 meters to get the ball, only to play a full possession of water polo. She's been doing some work at 2 meters. Thomason has really earned her scholarship today.
And the freshman Caroline Anderson has been wonderful so far, the lefty from Palo Alto, California. They're looking to get her involved in the offense, obviously, as this second overtime goes.
To start the sprint, Thomason for the Wolverines, Myers for the Hoosiers, and Thomason comes away with it after a small scrum there at center pool. Michigan working the ball down. Senior Danielle Robinson has the ball, works it to Anderson. It appears they're going with a one-set look. Thomason coming across the formation, drops it into Martin. Martin draws the ejection. Wolverines will be up here on their first possession. Works the ball across. Wolverines running a classic 4-2, 6-on-5. The lefty Anderson takes the ball inside 2 meters. Martin has it. She pumps, works it back up top. Wolverines, 5 seconds to go here. Anderson has it, looks it up top. Goal, number 23.
The unknown player buries it for the Wolverines. Upper left corner, 1 pump fake off the pass from the freshman Anderson. Rips it to the upper left corner, and the Wolverines have tied it up in Canham. This place is going crazy right now. I think I see 5 people on their feet, which is a personal best for Canham, but everyone's cheering loudly here in Canham, Natatorium, Ann Arbor.
Michigan ties the game up at 12-12. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Indiana has the ball 30 seconds to go. They're going to have to play a little bit of offense, not what they were looking to do in this period. They're going to have to make the quick transition back to attack mode. Indiana has the ball. Michigan still playing that aggressive press, trying to ride that momentum off of that early goal in this period.
They have Schroeder.
Myers pumping the ball.
Schroeder and Stet still. Michigan having a heavy drop off them.
5 seconds to go, and that shot fired way wide. Michigan will carry the ball up the pool. 1:51 to go. Works the ball down. Moreland controls. She is fouled. Will advance the ball down to the 5 meters on the wing with Thomason. Thomason surveying the pool. Looks cross. 23 controls. Again, apologies for the roster. Kelly Martin controls. Down low. Moreland has it up top. Trying to draw out that M drop and that Indiana defender to get the ball into Skaggs, who has brilliant 2-meter position. Anderson shoots. Blocked by Indiana field player. Indiana will control the ball, moving it down the pool. Looking for a wing out here is Bonk. She will throw it out to the side. She's got 15. That's Garrity.
An Indiana player losing her cap.
Garrity looking to get the ball into Schroeder. Has to work it cross pool. Kelly Matthews, field blocked by Thomason. She's up on the counter. Look for her leaking out on the right side.
Huge
Marcelo
field
calls the
block.
timeout as Indiana was able to recover. Michigan 54 seconds to go, and now they have the opportunity to take the lead and put the pressure on Indiana. Big possession here.
That is Allie Thomason's second big field block. She had another one at the end of our first overtime, and she was all over that shot.
Yeah, what do you think Coach is looking for coming out of that timeout? Any play calls you think you might have?
Coach is looking, I think, to go to a 2-set. He put 2 people down there with Skaggs, and they had people driving in and out on that last possession. That's really something that worked for them well in the regulation time period. And so I think they might go to that. They put Moreland up top. She's pump faking for a shot. Got field block last time, but that's something they might look for, definitely, to put 2 people down at 2 meters.
Yeah, also look for Martin, who drew that ejection to start out this second overtime period. Some drive movement, maybe get an Indiana player caught in bad position, get the ball either for a goal or ejection. It appears Michigan is coming out in a traditional umbrella formation. 3 players up top, staggered. 3 players down low with a center. Anderson V's back for the ball, controls. 25 to go on the shot clock, 49 in the game. Anderson has the ball. They had Thomason on a look. Indiana able to recover defensively. All kinds of movement here. Michigan moving into their 2-set look.
Indiana not dropping like
10
we thought
seconds
they
to go.
would,
The shot's going to have to come from outside. And that's tipped 2 meters. Michigan will have the ball. Shot clock turned off. 28 seconds to go in this ball game. Michigan will have a corner kick, if you will. Thomason putting the ball in play from 2 meters.
They have an opportunity to end this game here.
The rest of this clock belongs to the Wolverines, should they choose to use it. Anderson got some space, slides in, looking for the foul, and she gets it right around the 9-meter mark.
And so we have Skaggs who had position and set but quickly dropped off of.
They got the isolation. They're going to throw it in 2 meters. Sweep shot just missed off of the top right cross post. That's the intersection between the crossbar and the post. And she just did miss for what might have been a game winner. Now Indiana, 10 seconds to go. Barry King will take timeout.
That is an absolute heartbreaker. Couldn't get the separation she wanted, didn't get the shot she quite wanted, and goalie got a piece of it to the upper corner.
Marcelo couldn't ask for a better play than that. Just chips did not fall Michigan's way, but a great look from 2 meters, had the isolation. Skaggs had the time, had the separation, made the move, and it just did hit that cross post.
She's been strong all day, but just couldn't convert there. So 10 seconds left. Indiana has a timeout. Barry King, I'm sure he's drawn up some kind of play. Michigan was playing with a lot of movement there in the last couple possessions.
Yep.
And I look for Indiana to do something very similar on this play.
10 seconds, not much you can do. You got to look for something quick, a tip, some sort of dry pass, dry shot, anything wet, a pass on the water that the player will have to pick up and control. Might be too costly if it's not one of the first passes here. It kind of neutralizes Schroeder isolation moves down low. Look for her to draw in a couple defenders and open up a shot for one of the Indiana perimeter players.
Yeah, maybe have her drive into
Indiana
set.
in a 2-set look appears to be setting up a pick play here. Will drive across the middle. A lot of commotion in the middle. Michigan not fooled. McNaught has the ball. Michigan, diligent defense, does not foul, and Indiana will run the clock out. And it's going to take sudden death here in Ann Arbor, the 7th period of water polo.
So Michigan with that deep bench has got to be feeling like they're pretty good right now. Great defense. Goalie had absolutely no chance to put it into anyone. Wasted almost the whole shot clock, and when she did, Michigan with Skaggs played tremendous defense up top. Didn't let them get anything. Indiana lets the clock run out, unfortunately. But, yes, we are going to sudden death overtime. Now, this is intense, Dennis.
Yeah, as a player, this is when you really need to avoid getting in your head too much. Every single decision you make, you can't overanalyze. Just play the game, let it come to you. Yes, the next goal does win it, but you don't want to overthink things, take bad shots, try to be the hero. You play team ball. And that's what both teams will be looking to do. Michigan showing a little bit more energy than Indiana did. That can be attributed to their great depth. I'm looking for more drives, more commotion, confusion on the offensive end for Michigan. Indiana kind of been a one-trick pony really all game. They're going to try to feed Schroeder and see if she can't win this one for them.
Unfortunately for Michigan, that one-trick pony is a pretty darn good trick. You either got Garrity or Schroeder. You've seen a little bit of action from their other players, but it's really been a two-person show, and really Schroeder's taken over the game so far. And so Michigan, they've taken steps to try and neutralize her, but everything they've thrown at her, she's been able to get isolation. They've worked their whole offense towards her, and she's been playing great today. If Thomason was the player of the first half, I'm definitely going Schroeder as the player of the second half. She's carried Indiana so far, and with all the momentum they came in the second half with.
Just to set the tone, 12-12, Michigan, Indiana, women's water polo rivalry. Hoosiers have won 4 straight. Michigan looking to end that here at home. It is a beautiful Saturday here in Ann Arbor, and the spring game didn't detract from a packed crowd here at Canham Natatorium. Almost every player here on this Michigan team has signs for them. Crowd is getting a little bit rowdy. You see some local water polo players from the surrounding high school areas getting a taste of what the varsity level looks like in college.
It looks like the Michigan Club Women's Water Polo is here supporting their varsity counterparts, actually. They are the #1 ranked club water polo team in the country, undefeated so far this season, undefeated in Big Ten play. They're looking to make a run at the national championship after finishing runner-up last year, but it's enough about the club team. Our varsity team is looking to start this sudden death overtime period. As the clock runs out on the time, Michigan's getting ready to sprint Thomason for the Wolverines, and it looks like Sarah Myers.
Yeah, Myers has gotten the lion's share of the minutes here in the overtime periods, largely due to her swimming ability on these sprints. That time Thomason, though, will control the sprint, winning what will be the 7th of her attempts. I believe she is now 4-3 on those.
And that was probably the best she's done. She beat Myers pretty handily there as Michigan controls the ball.
Well, there is 2:42 remaining in this period, but in all honesty, the clock matters little. It's sudden death. First team to score will win. 10 seconds to go on this Michigan shot clock. Anderson has the ball. Works it up top. Danielle Robinson, the senior, skip shot, scores on senior day. Wolverines win to 12. 25 goals and 7 periods of water polo later. Danielle Robinson with the game-winning skip shot on the first possession of overtime.
Her teammates are absolutely mobbing her right now. Hail to the Victors is being played loudly here, and Danielle Robinson has to feel pretty good about that. Her fellow senior, Beth, jumping in the pool to support her fellow 4-year player. They are going crazy right now. The Dr. Marcello loving it from his seniors. Beautiful play, beautiful goal, great way to end the game in here in Canham.
And Michigan stops the skid against the Hoosiers, one-ups their rival in third overtime. The sudden death round, 13-12. Marcello gets his first win over the Hoosiers. A great start for him in his first game as coach in his home facility, and you got to love that.
So, final score, Michigan Wolverines 13, Indiana Hoosiers 12. Great game. Thank you guys for tuning in today. This has been WCBN's broadcast of Michigan's varsity water polo Michigan Wolverines versus Indiana, and I'll leave with a good day and go blue.